Hello, everybody. I'm Kate, a computer-generated voice, and these are 12 facts about the International Space Station. Number 1. 16 nations were involved in the construction of the International Space Station. The United States, Russia, Canada, Japan, Belgium, Brazil, Denmark, France, Italy, Germany, the Netherlands, Norway, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, and the United Kingdom. Number 2. Made up of hundreds of major and minor components, the International Space Station is the largest manned object ever put into space. The ISS has a pressurized volume of 32,333 cubic feet or 915 cubic meters, the same as a Boeing 747. This is also the single most expensive object ever built. The cost of the International Space Station has been estimated at over $120 billion. Number 3. In orbit, the ISS travels a whopping 5 miles or 8 kilometers per second. That means the station circles the entire planet once every 90 minutes. Number 4. There are only 2 bathrooms on the entire station. The urine of both the crew members and laboratory animals is filtered back into the station's drinking water supply. Number 5. Just because you're in space doesn't mean you can't get a computer virus. The 52 computers on board the space station have been infected by viruses more than once. The first was a worm known as the W32.Gamimid.ag, which started spreading by stealing passwords to online video games on Earth. It wasn't a big deal, though NASA responded by calling the virus a nuisance. Number 6. Currently, the ISS is the third brightest object in the night sky after the Moon and Venus. If you want to find it, it looks like a fast-moving airplane. If you can't find it, NASA has a service called Spot the Station that texts you when and where it will pass over your location. If you want the opposite view, there is a live video feed pointing towards Earth that runs when the crew is off duty. Number 7. Because the human body tends to lose muscle and bone mass in zero-gravity environments, all astronauts aboard the International Space Station must work out at least 2 hours a day to maintain normal Earth-based body health. Number 8. Astronauts eat 3 meals a day on the ISS, but when they sit down for a meal, they don't sit down at all. There are no chairs around the main eating area. Instead, the astronauts simply stabilize themselves and float. Diners have to be very slow and careful when bringing food to their mouths so it doesn't accidentally float across the station. Also, all the food is canned, dehydrated, or packaged so it doesn't require refrigeration. Number 9. Oxygen in the space station comes from a process called electrolysis, which involves using an electrical current generated from the station's solar panels to split water molecules into hydrogen and oxygen gas. Number 10. You may think your house or apartment here on Earth is spacious, but it's got nothing on the ISS. At about 357.6 feet or 109 meters long, the International Space Station gives astronauts plenty of room to stretch out. Number 11. The electrical systems on the ISS include 8 miles or 12.8 kilometers of wire. That's longer than the entire perimeter of New York City's Central Park. Number 12. The International Space Station is probably one of the only places you can actually smell space. A former ISS astronaut has described how a metallic ionization-type smell occurs in the area, where the pressure between the station and other docking crafts is equalized. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please consider subscribing to All Facts for more videos like this. See you next time.